Okay, let's jump back on the bandwagon again. We've been out of this for like what, 2 to 3 weeks straight. 2 to 3 weeks straight. I have a big bottle today. I need some water, man. Like I need to hydrate. I get pretty nervous when it comes to OpenGL stuff mostly. So I bought a book, and yeah, today it's gonna be mostly math kind of shit. And yeah, I might not be the best guy to watch it. P- uh, I don't understand. Few details. Site widens. Hmm. Okay, is this something that I'm getting? Like, what does this mean? Open reward campaigns. Rewards are limited time of top brands that you can unlock by supporting your favorite Twitch creator. You can see currently available rewards and offers details on this page. Is it inventory? Okay. What do I get? Uh, buy 2 subs to any eligible streamer. Explore and add free anime lineup. You hit okay. You guys got a Crunchyroll subscription. I mean, if it's anime, I'm fine with anime. I don't think you guys can sub to me, but yeah. Let's go back, dive into the code, and see where we are stuck. And hope to God that I find some answers today. Uh, where was I? Like I lost it. I lost it completely. Mm, some motivation. Let's go look at some fun videos to help myself out of this misery. I look cute, by the way. Come on, I gotta praise myself every now and then. Mm, the magic behind collision detection in Quack. Magnet mini fool Gurdon. No, guy touching ass. Yes, definitely. Yes, I have too many wrong suggestions, if I may say. Mm-hmm. I wanna look at something fun. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Cooperman building JavaScript's future. Bloomberg's Front End Masters podcast. Not interested. I'm not sorry for switching to C. Even I'm not sorry, but like, why? Live coding some C++, WinRT, and WinUI. Windows UI. Okay, that's fun UI. Computer pile. 6 techniques for leveraging AI in content generation. I don't think I can take AI anymore, man. Like, I'm not strictly against it. It's just that, like, kind of pisses me off when people can think every problem can be solved by AI. Hmm? Probably one of my most hated things about AI Is that people kind of tree? I'm safe. People kind of think that every problem can be solved by AI, which is not the case. And yeah, I'm stuck in my own created mess. So make a run. Where am I stuck? Let me see. I have it. My coordinates are not showing up. So program linking error of type program linking with uncompiled specialized shader. Linking with uncompiled specialist shader. Uh, so where did the error start? Okay. Build target OpenGL leaving. Okay. Error shader file not successfully read. Okay. I guess that's the problem. Shader.sh. File successfully not read. Here's where my catch is. Let's see the reason for turn my. Should I just scoot a bit? I don't know, man. Like the code is too far from me. Kind of pisses me off when that happens. I don't need. Probably, probably in my next stream I can just keep one monitor by me. Okay, let's see. And my entire desk is a cluttered mess. So now, ah, I hate that sound. I like the chair though. Still works for me. File not successfully read. This is the error which I'm getting. So is my inline void shader being hit or not? That's the question. So let's see. Probably I can see it. Cd sorry rm build directory rm build directory and build cd build, and I can just say c make what type, what was that, build type make build type equals to bug. I guess so. I got it wrong. And make. I have w c. Okay. 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 I can just show gdb. OpenGL. Okay. Now lane next. Lane next. Lane next. What? Okay. Hey, come on. Okay, lane next. Okay, lay next. Why am I getting only one? Okay, lay next. Okay, now I got all three. I don't think I can. Okay, shader. Break at 55. Break at 55. Then done. Yeah. Hmm. Wait. Okay. I'll just keep this thing somewhere. Keep it somewhere else. Wait. Okay. Now where am I? Next or step. Step. Step into shader. Step. Step. It broke. Step. 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 Next. 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 Pop, pop, pop. Before this, like I should check what am I passing in. Uh, okay. Pop, okay. Display. Or can I just do D? Um, I don't think I can do D. Okay. They should be available now. And if the code is available for the debugger, it should be available. And why is it conking off? I'm not really sure now. Okay, let's do next, next, next. Now, after opening file path, uh, string stream is returned, and I'm doing a read buffer operation. Close, and no particular problem as of now. Display. Okay, I mean I can just do next, and yeah, I got vertex coordinates. Next, fragment coordinates. Next. So file not successfully read, no problem. Okay. Now why did I see that? Then like I should just do break at 17. Okay. Whenever this comes, break at 17, break at 20. Yeah. Now I can just continue. Mm, download failed, invalid argument, segment fault. Where? Okay. Run again with all my breakpoints. Uh, mm, make breakpoint pending on future library load. Yes. Uh, okay. Next. Continue. So that's not a problem now. If I'm being completely honest, I can't headers as they are linking into program and no longer necessary. I might have to rewrite the entire thing to fucking find a bug right now, which is day 69. Numbers are tough for me to remember. Continue. Um, next. Next. Okay. Next. Coordinate points are easy. Should work. Next. Next. Um, generate vertex array. Vertex array, yes, should be not be a problem. Vertex buffer object. I don't know. Yep. No problem. No problem. No problem. This should not be a problem. Like, should I bind my keys somewhere to make it more easy? Okay. Bricks JPEG. Yes. Mm, ah, data. It's blimping out before that. It was just blimping out before that. I could have tracked it. Bloody Halle Mary. It was just blimping out before that. Okay. Done. Uh, come on, let's go. Where was it blimping out? I could just wait at break at 1:30. Okay. I'm gonna play it. Like I can just next, next. Okay. Right. Yes. For fuck's sake. Come on, let's go. C. After a bit. So generate map is like GL texture 2D. The problem here is like after this particular function, it's screwing up and display data. Beep boop beep boop. Okay. Um, let's play. How do I get it wrong every single time? GL 2D. No symbol 2D in current count. GL EXTURE 2D. I mean GL texture 2D is nowhere to be found. I know that, but uh, there's a virtual address assigned to it. That's most what I can see right now. Whichy. Not so well versed enough to break the entire pattern, but I have to make this work. I'll go watch some videos and come back. What's wait?
One quick note before.
All of these are things that we kind of know what the limits of human perception are, and we're nowhere near them on most of these things for virtual reality. And with a finite amount of resources, we have to trade these things off.
To emphasize something. Usually when I provide theories about games, I only do so when I believe there is indisputable evidence.
If another
I wanted to play both these
emphasize.
games. Come on, don't shout. I always wanted to know how these things fit together. It's kind of bugging me right now. Where did I leave?
To emphasize.
Okay.
I want to emphasize something. Usually when I provide theories about games, I only do so when I believe there is indisputable evidence to back up my claims. However, Limbo and Inside are not like other games. Their stories and worlds are presented without any dialogue, exclusively with vague and eldritch images. There is almost no supplementary material to give context to either game, making any canonical explanation impossible. Due to this, my theory regarding both of these games will have an element of headcanon to it that my other videos do not. With that said, I will be backing up some of this headcanon with concrete evidence. Let's run down the list of similarities between both games. I think the most obvious similarity between Limbo and Inside is the existence of mind-controlling worms. In Limbo, once a worm latches onto the boy's head, control is wrestled away from the player, and the boy runs in the opposite direction. In Inside, we see worms controlling the actions of a pig, as well as several worms protruding from the bodies of various test subjects. Though the mind-controlling worms serve a purpose in regards to Inside's story, in that the facility seeks to control all of humanity, its relevance to Limbo is in question. Why is a mind-controlling worm a core feature of the boy's afterlife in Limbo? Beyond that, both games feature the same three types of locations: a forest, a somewhat decrepit city, and a facility featuring unbelievably sophisticated technology. Speaking of unbelievably sophisticated technology, why do both games feature the use of water and gravity defiance in their puzzles, and why do some of these puzzles seemingly have no technical purpose to the facilities they are housed in, such as the placement of the gun turrets or the saw blades or the flying boxes? A lot of the time, these things only seem to be there for the sake of solving a puzzle. Also, why do both games feature electrical and sonic phenomena? What I am referring to are the sonic booms from Inside and the rain-making machine in Limbo. I cannot help but link these two things together given the flashes of light they both produce. As well, like I asked before in regards to the worms, why would the boy's afterlife in Limbo feature one of these machines at all? This really puzzles me because I know a lot of people like to say the phenomena in Limbo are all linked to the boy's personal fears, like the spider, bullying from other kids, and the like. But I fail to see how something as fictional and seemingly purposeless as an indoor rain-making machine would be relevant to the boy's life at all. It's as mysterious in its purpose as the source of the sonic boom in Inside. It's as irrelevant to the boy as the mind-controlling worm is. There's one last piece of evidence that I'd like to cite, but before I do, I'd like to repeat the core theory I had in regards to Inside. Basically, the facility the boy travels through is conducting experiments based around mind control. Their end goal is to control the global human population, and they do this somehow via the hive mind. The end of the game seems to be a positive one at first, given the fact that the hive mind escaped the facility and now lies under a reassuring beacon of light. However, I originally proposed that the heavenly light shining on the hive mind was giving us a false sense of security. The evidence I cited for this was the hill diorama, featuring the same hill we tumbled down and the same ray of light. My argument was that because natural light obviously does not work like that, the meatball's final resting place was anticipated by the facility, and they can continue to do experiments in continuous repetition until they reached their end goal. If this doesn't make too much sense, please go watch my original video. I lay it out in much clearer detail there. Now, the reason why I evoke the diorama is because in Limbo, we also see the ending of the game prior to reaching it. We see the boy walk up to his sister, only to be turned away once a worm latches onto his brain. In my opinion, like the ending of Inside, Limbo's ending seems to be manufactured by some sort of unseen malevolent power. Think about it. Why is there a pipe siphoning slugs the first time the boy sees his sister, but the next time we see him, the pipe is gone? When the boy is forced to the left by the slug, and we return to the right, his sister is gone. Given the facility's ability to rotate and defy gravity, it's certainly possible for certain areas to rotate in and out. All of this leads me to think that there is some invisible hand orchestrating everything, like we saw happen with Inside. Maybe that governing force is the same in both games. But how could this be, you might ask? Given that Limbo, the place, not the game, is where somebody supposedly goes when they die, how could the controlling forces of the facility in Inside be the same as the ones in Limbo? I will answer this question in a moment, but first, follow my logic here. As I said with my original theory for Inside, the facility's level of control over humanity is so great that even when we thought we escaped from it, we never actually did. In some way, we are always under its control. We see the facility's control at its apex in regards to the mind control machines, whether it's the wired helmets that attach to people's heads, or the pods that brainwash the humans that walk into them. Once human beings engage with either the helmets or the pods, their minds come under complete control by the facility's network. Now, as for the first of the two possibilities, I must remind all of you that mind control does not necessarily extend solely to one's consciousness. Let us not ignore the fact that there is a conscious side and an unconscious side to the human mind. What if the facility not only found a way to control human consciousness, but unconsciousness as well? Whether it's in regards to religion or psychoanalytic tradition, some believe that when we die, we return to a state of permanent unconsciousness. When we are born, we emerge from a sea of unconsciousness into consciousness, and when we die, we return to that sea. In unconsciousness, we dream, and that dream takes on areas and forms that we recall from our waking life. Whether it's when we are alive and we sleep, or when we die and eternally dream, we see those images. In regards to the boy from Limbo, the images he sees, in my opinion, seem to reflect the visual motifs we see with Inside. The areas, the worms, the water puzzles and gravity puzzles, etc. As for why this is, I offer my theory. Maybe the control the facility had over people's minds was so great that even when they die, they are still somehow under their control. Maybe the facility found some way to maintain control over humanity even when they died, when they're floating in the sea of unconsciousness. This possibility is not as crazy as one might think. We've seen this very concept in movies like Inception and in games like The Evil Within. Given the advanced technology we see in the facility in both Limbo and Inside, being able to control the weather, gravity, the human body, and the mind, it's not so crazy to me that this omnipresent, omnipotent facility could somehow control you beyond the grave. Even if my theory is not correct, I think the concept of being eternally controlled by a malevolent force that you can never escape, not even in death, is about as terrifying as it gets. With the way things are set up in regards to both games, I think it would be worthwhile for Playdead to pursue such an angle. However, if they don't, I think we can all expect their next game to, nonetheless, be as brilliant as the first two, whenever they decide to, release it. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a like. Liking the video
way. Even as a child, he held a peculiar fascination for small animals and parasites.
I mean, I really like the game Limbo. I'm just hoping that I can play it in Linux again. I mean, the game design, the character design, the world building, top class.
Though he also despised them. The quiet wooded area gave him a unique sense of both freedom and fear, as well as a deep connection with life, but also death. People like the brothers Grimm, Astrid Lindgren, and Tove Jansson were responsible for a lot of my childhood memories. They dared to write about death in a much heavier way than people do today. After graduating from university with a design degree, Arndt won a competition held by Danish developer IO Interactive, best known for the Hitman series. Consequently, he joined the company. For a time, he enjoyed his role as a concept artist. He earned a good salary, and his colleagues valued both him and his work. However, as the job became more and more corporate, Arndt found it increasingly challenging to get his ideas approved. Dissatisfaction started to set in. As a result, he began channeling most of his genuine creativity into personal projects during his own time. In 2004, feeling particularly inspired, he picked up his pencil and began sketching. This drawing represents the starting point of Limbo's development. Arndt describes the image as a secret place that you might want to explore. Just from that first sketch alone, he knew it could only evolve into a game. Other mediums didn't even cross his mind. Ideally, he wanted it to be something more simple, something he could develop all by himself. Being a reserved and introspective person, Arndt was inclined to work solo initially. In the early stages of development, he contemplated creating a point-and-click adventure title. However, as he produced more concept art, the secret place began to take on a more sinister tone. Inspired by the Latin word limbus, meaning edge or boundary, Arndt chose the title Limbo for the game, referencing the edge of hell, which is the game's setting. He also learned to program using Microsoft Visual Basic and managed to animate a sprite, in addition to visualizing a few other elements. However, he soon realized that bringing his vision to life would be a long endeavor, especially if he continued development on his own. By 2006, Arndt decided to seek help in building the game. To attract potential collaborators, he created a cinematic concept trailer primarily intended to draw in freelance programmers. Unexpectedly, the trailer quickly went viral. Limbo, with its monochrome graphics and mysterious setting, offered something unique, something people hadn't experienced before. Soon, Arndt's inbox was flooded with partnership proposals, including offers from interested publishers. I got very scared by all these people contacting me. I had mail from publishers all around the world. It was a one-man project at the time, and it felt like they wanted to control it and be a part of it. I was so scared that people would take it away from me and make it more commercialized. Before we move on, I'd like to talk about this video sponsor, Star Trek Fleet Command. Star Trek Fleet Command is a style of game that wanted to give players an authentic space exploration experience.
Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's learn OpenGL. Where was I? Fixing my code. Where was I? I was fixing my fucking code. There you go. I mean, it's fucking dying here. If I avoid textures right now, will it be a problem for me? I don't think so, but where am I adding in the textures? In my shade effect. If I remove my shader here, why is it so painful, man? Getting started. Hello triangle shaders. Move shaders. First move shaders. Fuck shaders up. Mm, where is that example? Uh, moved shaders, but what will happen to my? Okay, let's see where am I calling shaders? I just go to main and say hope to God. You can't touch that. I want to get this to working state so that I can see what's going on, and from there I can take some sorry. Okay, now I have to make sure that my shaders are being called right. uh, let's do this, and the path to shaders are like what? uh, Fragment shader, lib shaders, fragment shader done, vertex shader. Okay, vertex path first and fragment path next. Okay, now let's just say uh, make make our shader.use. What does use supposed to do? Okay, make shouldn't be a problem. Fuck you. Yeah, shaders. I forgot the shaders. I might have misrepresented what shaders are. Uh, this is vertex shader. Fragment shader. Let's go get fragment shader and be happy with what I have right now. Finally, finally. No more fuck ups, at least. I want to do a transform. Okay, do a basic transform and look at how my thing operates. And I don't want to deal with all the bullshit that comes with. What do you say? What's that? Textures. Let's see. I mean, I've been out for 10 straight days, so I don't hope too much of a great stream right now, but I mean it should be somewhat good at least. It's not really sure. Okay, where was I? Uh, Let me look at the project structure now. I can just dial down a bit and just commit it. Okay, all get commit and uh, and got it to save point and mm, okay. Let's merge it to main branch so that I don't need to deal with this shit regularly. I can just compare fat create pull request. I don't think I need. Well, fucking 1,000 lines. Okay, merging. Okay, now I can safely go to my main branch and work on it. Main branch looks good and kind of good. CMake, yeah, yeah. Get take out main, yeah, and git fetch. Now we're in a good place, hopefully. Hmm? I mean, I should be inspired by games to make more games, don't you think so? But like, yeah, I don't think I can play Dota and stream at the same time. Let's just see. Okay, now let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Where was I? I need to look at how transform works. And what a better way? Coordinate system. And where was the example? Yeah. I need to include glm.hpp matrix transform. Then I can just okay, glm vec4. I'm moving it up by 2 coordinate points. Like I'm moving x. Not really sure what's happening here, but we'll figure it out. If there's anything we've been doing for past 1 year is figuring out. Not the craziest thing to do, but like glm translate. Where am I fitting that thing? Loco. What if I have, I mean, where is the source code for this one? I mean, I don't need the textures path at least. So is that why I'm using, if I go to transform, Okay, I'm using a transform and dual uniform matrix to translate between this and that. And is there any other place that I'm using it? No, I'm pulling this thing straight into the misery. And you know what, like make development fun. When you're stuck in a problem, let's go get inspired.
We set out to make the best.
I mean, I'm not supposed to do that. Not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to do that. But you know what, like it's just pissing me off. Let's do something which will excite us for a longer duration of time. So if I average out the amount of hours I work on something, it will be better or like good compared to what I'm experiencing right now. And I just want to look at how Limbo was made because it's bloody inspiring to see. And I like that game very much. I haven't played it yet, but I saw the gameplay and it's fucking fun. I'll take a quick break. I'll go to washroom, come back. And till then, hope to God you guys stay. No one there. I know. Ah. Don't understand why this got turned off. Did I accidentally turn it off? Hi.
Star Trek game that's ever been made.
Fleet Command puts you in the seat of a starbase commander, so it's your job to recruit legendary characters and and mutant trials advanced from Troy. It would have it, Dino was in a similar state of mind as Arndt at the time. He had worked as a programmer for an advertising company before transitioning to a role in the gaming industry. However, reality did not meet his expectations. Issues like poor management, economic constraints, challenges in finding the right talent, and difficulties in getting ideas approved rapidly diminished his initial enthusiasm. And that's not even mentioning the intense crunch periods Dino faced. He eventually accepted that he might never get to work on his dream game, and resigned from his game development job in 2006. But then he came across Limbo's concept trailer, reigniting his passion and determination to pursue his dream job again. He sent an email to Arndt, proposing they meet to discuss the project. During their first conversation at Arndt's apartment in Copenhagen, it became immediately apparent how different they were, yet also how complementary their skills and personalities could be. Dino describes Arndt as someone who thinks more than most, while he himself has an easier time just getting stuff done. In other words, while Arndt is able to make better and more creative decisions, Dino tends to be more productive. Moreover, Dino's confidence and natural charm were precisely what the project needed to elevate it to the next stage. Their initial plan was to have just the two of them complete and release Limbo as a free PC title. However, after several months of work, they recognized that, despite their combined efforts, completing the game would be almost impossible as its scope and vision kept expanding. So, instead of Dino handling all the programming and Arndt taking care of every design aspect, they started hiring additional staff. They brought in more coders, increased middle management, and hired designers, allowing the pair to be at the center of everything. Naturally, hiring more people required additional funds, far more than they could personally afford. Fortunately, Arndt and Dino succeeded in obtaining grants from the Danish government to support Limbo's development. Remarkably, this was the very first time Denmark had approved grants for the development of a video game. These grants, combined with Dino's and Arndt's own money, were enough to expand their team and accelerate development. With Dino's innate business instincts propelling them forward, things were moving ahead fast. By the end of 2006, Playdead was officially established, and on January 1st, 2007, the developers settled into their first office, a modest 11 square meter space that, according to Dino, smelled pretty rotten. The rising development costs meant that Limbo could no longer be a free PC title. It needed to transition to a commercial release and be made available across multiple platforms. Now, with a redefined vision and a new office space, the team was all set to further develop the gameplay and iron out technical details. One significant decision was choosing a game engine. Arndt had been on the hunt for the perfect engine for some time. Together, he and Dino tested every available engine, but none met their criteria. The engine for Limbo had to be both empowering for its creative team and allow for rapid iteration. Luckily for Playdead, Jeppe Carlsen applied for a programming position at the studio. With a background in computer science and a profound passion for video games, Jeppe had previously worked as a game programmer at a small company. Upon joining Playdead, he dove straight into building Limbo's engine from scratch using Visual Studio. It wasn't long before Arndt and Dino recognized Jeppe's creative talent, which led to his promotion as a primary gameplay designer. In this role, Jeppe was tasked with honing the game's core design principles and crafting its distinct challenges and puzzles. From early on, Arndt had a clear vision of the player's journey. He had mentally storyboarded the game's pivotal moments, starting in a forest, transitioning to a factory, navigating rotating gears, the spider encounters, and even the unique glowing brainworm concept that makes up one of the game's core puzzle sections. However, bringing these ideas to fruition required more than just imagination. Arndt and Jeppe had to work together to transform these visions into tangible gameplay experiences. It wasn't enough for Playdead to rely solely on traps and jumps. They wanted each puzzle to be based on a unique concept. Therefore, if two puzzles appeared very different from first glance, but shared the same underlying solution strategy, the developers would pick the better one and scrap the other. This way of working led to 70% of the game's content being stripped out, vastly reducing its overall runtime. It was really important to keep it fresh throughout the game. I always said it has to be unpredictable. You must never know what happens in the next 20 seconds. It's more important to have the impact and people playing it through to the end instead of just a lot of content. Most of the puzzles were developed in an isolated environment, devoid of any narrative context or polished graphics. In fact, for a long time, the protagonist was merely a blocky figure within an abstract space, allowing the developers to quickly iterate and test ideas. The devs were aware that they couldn't rely solely on graphics and sound to make the game compelling. The gameplay had to be robust and engaging from the outset. Everything else would simply enhance the experience later on. When Arndt and Dino saw how engaged playtesters were during the spider chase sequence, even when it was just a blocky character pursued by a red rectangle, they were confident they were on the right path. Fun fact, the spider's inclusion was born from Arndt's own arachnophobia. Limbo underwent numerous iterations because Arndt was adamant about taking the time to experiment with various concepts, such as multiplayer, co-op, and other prevalent video game elements. He believed that only through hands-on experimentation could they accurately determine which ideas were not a good fit for Limbo. Ultimately, the team decided on a linear single-player puzzle platformer. One of the most challenging aspects during development was communicating to players that their current approach to a puzzle was incorrect without causing frustration. To mitigate frustration, the team minimized the use of physics-based puzzles. As Jeppe explained in an interview with IGN, incorporating physics is challenging because interacting with realistically behaving objects will always produce different results. Consequently, a player might need 100 attempts to achieve the precise outcome required to solve a puzzle. While numerous physics-based objects are found in the game, they typically don't play an important part during puzzles. Maintaining simplicity in both the puzzles and the overall game was a foundational design philosophy. When Jeppe begins crafting a new puzzle, he initially views the player as his worst enemy. This perspective helps him develop the most insidious puzzles possible. However, he then switches his viewpoint, seeing the player as an ally, guiding them by providing the right clues. The idea is to conceive the most intricate puzzle possible and then scale back. This approach led to a lot of early puzzles that were far too complex, which then had to be stripped down to their core elements. It's why every final puzzle usually only utilizes one or two different mechanics, ensuring that all of them remain both simple and profound. After all, once the player thinks of the right solution, it should be fairly easy to execute. Arndt especially harbors a deep frustration for games that appear complex on the surface, boasting lots of mechanics and elements, yet upon closer examination they prove to be remarkably shallow. This sentiment is a primary reason he put his foot down about not incorporating any type of inventory system. We talked about it in the beginning, and I insisted on having very few elements and no inventory. Dino was like, what? It's an adventure game, there should be an inventory. We can't do deep gameplay without this inventory. Another way the studio alleviated player frustration was through extensive playtesting. Their preferred method of conducting playtests is known as tissue testing. This involves bringing in someone who's never seen or heard about the game and observing them as they play. It's crucial to provide minimal guidance during the session, allowing them to figure everything out for themselves. Typically, once the session concludes, these participants don't return to play the game, as they can only experience it for the first time once. This method enabled the team to design puzzles where failure and success are obvious once the player sees it. In total, Playdead had about 150 tissue testers play the game. Tissue testers help Playdead realize that if players repeatedly failed while attempting the correct solution, they would eventually abandon that approach and try something else. Once that happens, it becomes exceedingly difficult to redirect them to the correct solution. Therefore, Jeppe ensured that incorrect solutions were clearly recognized as such. He also designed puzzles in specific ways to prevent players from coming close to solving them through incorrect methods. Otherwise, players could get very attached to keep trying that approach. Considering Limbo lacks any hint system and in-game menus, it was a big challenge for Playdead to construct the perfect puzzle over and over again. Failing to solve a puzzle, or simply not knowing what's about to come next, will often result in death. As Jeppe puts it, the gameplay is all about learning by dying. Recognizing that puzzles lack replay value, Jeppe deliberately crafted levels to mislead players, making dying nearly inevitable. The hope was that players would learn from their mistakes, adjust their strategy, and enjoy overcoming the many puzzles. While the team explored ways to make death more entertaining, giving its prominence in the gameplay, early versions saw the boy explode when killed. However, this made it difficult for players to connect and identify with the boy. Consequently, it became very important to Arn to make the boy feel lifelike and grounded in reality by having his physics accurately respond to his surroundings. This in turn gave rise to the very gruesome but entertaining death scenes in the final game. All of the boy's behaviors and procedural animations were crafted by programmer Thomas Kroc, who dedicated 3 years to perfecting the way the character looks, plays, and reacts to the environment. Even though a significant portion of time and budget was allocated to creating realistic physics and lifelike animations, Playdead wasn't striving for realism or high polygon counts. Instead, Dino and Arn prioritized allocating the most resources to the game's essential elements. In Limbo's case, the focus was squarely on gameplay and making it feel like a complete package. Fans may have noticed that the first half of the game features more scripted moments and storytelling, while the latter half has a bigger focus on puzzle solving with fewer distractions. This was not a coincidence. Arndt, who was heavily involved in the early stages of development, was very vocal about evoking emotions and telling smaller stories. However, as gameplay designer Jeppe began crafting more of the hardcore puzzles, that vision of telling small stories started to shift somewhat. When asked about it during an interview with IGN, Arndt said it's a big wound and wishes he would have kept more oversight during the entire development process. What Arndt started doing instead during the midpoint of development was integrating each isolated puzzle into the game and making sure they felt like an organic part of each area. In other words, craft one cohesive experience. The team aimed to prevent players from feeling they were merely transitioning from one puzzle to the next, even if, at times, that's precisely what's happening. Throughout this process, Playdead embraced a minimalist and ambiguous approach, which Arndt calls quiet immersion. I really enjoy getting rid of everything to see what works. It should be working when it's very naked and there's nothing, no music or anything. I really enjoy the moment where you can be sucked into this world with just a small sound or a hidden detail in the corner. It's for the same reason why the team stuck to the black and white aesthetic and why the game features a more subtle soundtrack. Martin Sty Anderson, a classically trained musician who had no prior experience in game development, joined Playdead as a full-time audio designer. He came on board midway through Limbo's development after the initial composer struggled to capture the desired sound.
Yeah, Wade is still there. I'm just watching the Limbo story. It's so bloody entertaining. Yeah, we are doing OpenGL today. We got the code base up to a good par. And hopefully I don't need to clean it up anymore. I mean, I might have to. But yeah, after I'm done with the video, we'll look at how transformations work. Yeah. And when transformations are done, we'll see the next stuff. I mean, I'm just trying to write a physics engine. That sounds too complicated. I never saw what happened to my YouTube. No promotion. I'm really sorry, but I got one more subscriber. Nice. But like, it's been a long time since I uploaded there. Let me complete this one.
A graduate of the Royal Academy of
My
Music in
bad.
Aarhus, Denmark, Martin specializes in electroacoustic music. This abstract form of music is usually created to be played through speakers, rather than to be performed by a live orchestra. It normally exists solely as fixed media audio recordings that can be traced back to an actual sound source. The studio believed Martin's unique expertise would align perfectly with Limbo's otherworldly ambience. Martin tried to find ways to always make the sound come from the environment itself, and whenever possible, sew those sound fragments together so something musical would come into existence. Mirroring the game's visuals, the music was crafted to be ambiguous, aiming for each player to derive their own interpretation. To achieve this, Martin incorporated various sound textures and experimented with assigning subtle noises to the other characters in the game. However, he deliberately stayed away from adding screams or voices. For example, the spider chase originally featured more music and sounds, but the scene became significantly more dramatic when Martin stripped it of all but the most muted sounds, creating what he describes as a muffled sound world. In certain areas, Martin made things less subtle and added actual background music, but always with a unique touch. For instance, just before the hotel signs section, where electricity is a crucial element, ambient music starts playing. Interestingly, Martin has mentioned that this is intended to mimic electricity distortion and the harmonics stemming from it. He enjoys sneaking in these types of sounds subtly, ensuring players don't think, oh, there's music now. Everything melts seamlessly with the environment.
Yeah, something like Pong will work. I will write it, mate. We have all the time in the world, and why not just waste a few more hours? And yeah, I mean, I have few more lectures to take if I'm not wrong. Transformation, coordinate system, camera, review, and then I can go. What's in practice, by the way? Debugging, text rendering, 2D game. Nope. Uh, okay, let's deal with transformations a bit more. If I can get transformation, coordinates. What does coordinates do? Last chapter we learned how we use matrices to our advantage by transforming all the vertices. Yeah, expect us. We can become visible to be normal device. Okay. Have a camera looks at us. Local space model. Okay. And after that I have to look at how camera operates. Which position is the camera on and which side it is. Okay. Up, right, direction, position. Alright. Ah, pretty decent, I would say. And who am I to say decent? It's bloody good. Hope I reach here. Pitch, yarn, roll. Euler's. Okay. Okay. And now, after this, I have too much work to do. R- Review? Yeah, review is fine. Then I have to look at lighting. Advanced OpenGL is what? Depth testing, blending, face culling, frame buffering, cube mapping, advanced SL, GLSL, geometry shader, instance, anti-aliasing, advanced lighting, gamma correction, shadow, HDR. I don't need to care about those things until I face them at least. Uh, in practice, code repository. You can find all the relevant code examples in all the chapter, but if you want a quick way to run the chapter demos, if yourself compare your code back. Yeah, at the moment, CMake says file can properly generate Visual Studio projects, files, make files, and works on both. Okay, it hasn't been extensively tested on Apple, not all IDEs, so feel free to leave a comment or update on CMake. It's fine. And translations, no. I don't want to see Russian here. Okay. And we are in transformations right now. Let's hope to God we'll get better at it. I mean, I can take my own time and not like I have to get good at it tomorrow. But yeah, I sure do want to put my effort towards it. What the bloody hell in the world happened here? Did I lose? Wait, I mean, the chat was stuck for a long time. Okay. Now let's go to the code, make it small, yeah, little bit small. Go to main. And main, I'm doing this. I need transform. Okay, to transform something, GLM functionality. Do I have GLM? GLM. I have GLM here. GLM is there. So I need to, let's say, you can have knowledge into, okay, by node that we define with homogeneous coordinate set. Okay, where I am saying, okay, wait. Back of 4 and transforming. And what am I making my text coordinate out? I'm just saying this is my new coordinate. Okay. Yeah. Wait.
Now this is going to be a little strange because we're doing a full 4x4 matrix.
I need a smaller example, mate. Oh, my own channel is being ranked. Like, are you up? Oh, good honey. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Mine is the 4th video. That's a
Now this is
That's a start. That's a very start. Okay. I need a smaller example. Can someone give me a smaller fucking example? I mean, why can't I just use this one? Like, let's just hope to God it works. And yeah, there's a small shift in my vertex shader. Yeah, vertex shader probably, huh? So I'm using uniform mat 4 and I'm passing in texture coordinates. I don't think I'm passing in texture coordinates in anyway. But I have to get texture coordinates up because this is the dumb thing that I want to project. Really nice, really nice. Let's go to chapter textures where I have to bind in textures. Where is coordinates? PRT ICS vertices. I have to go to here textures where it would say. Okay. Fuck it. Let's add texture onto you. Right? So where is the texture adding part here? Let's go. This is the texture unit. I need to handle the entire masala, and I need to introduce element array buffers probably. Okay, we'll take this ahead of our time, and if I just hope to fucking god, sorry, I can just get source code of this. Yeah, what do you expect from me now? Let's just say I'll take this as my start, and I'm taking out textures, and hopefully if I just change my vertices into this, which is, well, I go make. Okay, that's a weird shape to follow right now, but where is the number of points to render? uh 6. 6. Make. Nope. See, make. I, my bad. Wait, I have bought like 5 points. I need indices to render. I'll just get indices to render, and element buffers. Okay, I have unsigned int VAO, VBO, VO, and now I need EBO. Okay, and just like I created all this thing, I'm generating one more buffer, generating GL generate buffers, and I'll just say Ambrasanta. Where are you, Ambrasanta? Okay, EBO. Okay, I'm generating one more buffer, and after generating one more buffer, I should bind the buffer. Binding VBO, EBO, EBO, binding EBO, binding VBO, where? Yeah, I'm binding V. Okay, now any more VBOs mentioned have size of 3, and I'm just saying size 5. Okay, position attributes and texture coordinates. Okay. I'm doing too much copy pasting, I know that, but don't judge me right now. I'm in a really tiny space right now, mate. I'll leave that this hell apart. I just need to GL draw elements, and I'll just do 6. And am I binding my EBO somewhere? I don't think so. GL clear. Okay, and I should delete my EBO end, but like that will probably cause a memory leak here and there. Fine. GL draw elements. Elements. GL draw elements. Draw elements. GL triangle 6. 6 unsign and GL unsign it, and 0. Vertex array object VAO. Use of undeclared GL bind vertexes. Why would I sabotage everything for a bloody thing to work? I have my shaders in perspective. My shader work is done, and this is the part where I am flipping out. And I can just get it till here, probably till here, till main is done. Okay, from there till here, I don't see much change. GLF create window, screen width somewhere from my vertices till my function end. Okay, now let's just hope. Not our shader. And these are individuals. GL generate mip map. Why can't GL not generate mip map? Okay. GL is loaded alright. ID probably. I'm just using it from the straight, baby. And the only thing that will bloody hugely impact me file system. Any more errors that I should care about? Yep. Right. Create a second triangle. But okay, I should probably go a step back. Fail to load textures. Fun, it's so fun when it says fail to load textures. Uh, there are textures. Where? And I have to change both my shaders too. Vertex shader goes in this way. Uh, okay. Uh, Fragment shader, I should have take it from here. Yeah, stuck in the same point, but at least I know now. The problem is with my shader part, where not able to find something. Okay. STV image.h. You can just hope to God and say, let's go here and say, where is my utils? bring bunny.jpg, and where is one more? Right? Utils not brick.jpg. Okay. Now make clean, make run. Okay, fail to load textures. Why? Why? Your stream file not successfully read. Shader. Hmm. Why? Why is my shader conking off? I'm not understanding that part. Let's just say build build cd mkdir build cd build cls, sorry, cls, no, clear, okay. I have to do the entire thing now. Yeah. C make dc make build type first bug dot, okay, make, and then after make I can just do pdb OpenGL app, um, lay next, okay. Now let's just hope to god, where is that error, catch. Should break at 60, okay, run, yes. I don't know what's the bug, but pissing me off, that I know. Next. Huh? Uh, okay, step into shader, and where is that catch? I have to mark it at B45. Okay. That's the resulting path. So that's not the main problem here then. That's not the main problem. What is the main problem then? Bloody helmet. Exit. Yes. Want to exit. It's ending up here when I go and run OpenGL. Make build. I'll build, and I'll go to build and see make. I do this, and when I go make, where is the error then? Segment fault. For dump. Okay, segment fault. I'm dealing with a segment fault now. Okay, that's bad. Main. Let's just say I don't want to involve any of this bullshit dealing with textures. I mean, texture should not be a problem. And if I go into my build, plus tutors is available. What's the problem then? Kitty. I understand what it wants, but I just want to transform something and look. How difficult is that? I mean, I'm not getting things done like I thought I got it back today, but seems like nothing was done. And now, let's just take this to the previous state, one state back, where I had just textures. I don't need transformation. I just need textures to hit. I mean, not even textures actually. Texture can hit. That's a bigger thing. Okay. Let's just say. Okay. Let's not overcomplicate it. I'm at this point actually, but let's just take it from the coordinates and say, oh, we are doing good. Okay. And go to return. I'm just pulling few versions of the code and see which is not working, which is working. And yeah, this is the part where I be completely stupid. It's fine. I'm believing classes. Ooh. I just passed in an ID from that. So ID should basically mean it. No pressure, no pressure. I'm just giving a relative path. Is it that difficult? Utils. There's a spring. Hi. One headache. And where is one more? Utils. Brick. Probably. I mean, I might have inverted it here and there. It's fine. Any other errors that I should care about? Nope. And let's just go to vert and let's just copy vertex shader. Vertex shader. Vertex shader is normal texture. Coordinates. Okay. Fragment shader. What is that? I'm sorry, I'm desperate. So I hope you guys try to understand. This is not me being really picky about my understanding. But I want to get this done and move to next. Make lean. Make run. Probably render. No, fail to load textures. I don't know why. But if I go to main, showed us load textures. Oh, it was working fine till I moved the texture to that place. I'm telling the code to access textures, which is outside, and yeah, that might be the problem, because like it is not able to render textures into it because it's a relative path. Let's look at the option which he gave. Uh, File system. Where is file system? File system. File system standard library. Um, I I'll just keep this group tab together with, and let's just go and few changes. Okay. Hmm. Not that, ma. Not that. File system library. Is my chat down? Mm, I don't understand. File system dot get path resource texture container dot jpeg. Mm, then why am I not able to find file system? It's part of GitHub repository, so we can't find the file on an IDE platform. Replace it with your own image path. Wait. It's part of GitHub repository, so we can't find files on any IDE platform. Replace it with your own image path. Okay. But like, I do have them. If I just say build, let's just go to make mk build cd build, and I'll make c make. Okay, and I'm making a make file out of it, no problem. And textures on, and where is bunny? Did I rip? I can't just run it from outside. Okay, textures on. That's not act weird. Where is Bunny? Where is Bunny? Is that I did not save the document. Okay, awesome face. So this will be bricks, utils, put a brick, and this is gonna be Bunny. Huh? Now let's just say the make dot dot. Okay, make we segment equal to y bro. CD build cd build may okay make segment fault by now. I don't know, like I have to figure that part out now. Oh wait, can I just say utils? Because in this context I have to go to levels out. uh, mm, problem है मैं If I debug it, it will take from the original project, so it's not good. I can't debug it, but I can't check if the directory exists. What did I do before that? When I have undo tree, probably no, don't have undo tree. Where is the other one? Bunny. Okay, I have bricks. Nothing. Man, I should have saved the state. Uh, mm, okay. Mm, I'm being quiet for a obvious reason. Not the best at this work. I see a result. I don't see a result. I don't understand how the fuck this thing works. It's a misery, and I have 2 hours to sleep. Oh fuck, I'll be late. I got a early thing to catch up in the morning. Like I gotta go somewhere at 4 in the morning. Now it's 1:40. Oh fuck, no. I just lost it. Fuck, I was supposed to be here for an hour or so. I'm being really ungrateful for you, to you guys, like to one guy at least. But I have to bounce so that I can only get 2 hours sleep, and I should go for a celebration of some kind at morning 4. Man, it fucking pisses me off. Like, man, streaming and work together is like too painful to do. You know, I was about to fall asleep the entire day, but I thought like I mean, after all the things, you guys respect me and I respect you. We have to give each other like certain amount of time in a day. Probably my day job, I should cut corners here and there, and I'm lazy too. But yeah, thanks for understanding. And looks like my neighbors are fighting too. Peace.